Hi, my name is Gavin William and my metric number is BG251600620. Today I'll be presenting Chapter 1 of our study on Malaysian consumer behavioral intention to adopt AI-powered tools. So first and foremost, while AI is rapidly integrating into everyday life in line in Malaysia digital strategy, its real-world success relies entirely on user acceptance. Our research frameworks adapt the TAM and UTOTS models. We focus on 4 keys variables, which are perceived ease of use, perceived usefulness, facilitating condition, and importantly, AI ethical awareness. Regarding our problem statement, actual AI adoption varies greatly due to 2 main gaps. First, structural disparity like inconsistent internet in East Malaysia make AI functionally inaccessible for many rural users. Second, socio-ethical hurdles such as risk of bias and misinformation create psychological hesitation. This lack of AI ethical awareness actively stalls widespread adoption. Our main objective is to examine how these 4 variables influence consumers' intention to adopt AI across Malaysia. This study is highly significant. Theoretically, it integrates digital ethics into acceptance models. Practically, it guides developers on transparency, and structurally, it helps policymakers like MOSTI address the digital divide. Finally, we clearly define the core variable to establish rigorous baseline for our survey metrics. These foundations seamlessly transition into our research execution. As shown on our next slide, our data analysis approach uses advanced modeling to deliver precise insights. Thank you, that's all from me.
My name is Zeti Amira Zulaikha binti Joramasdi and I will be presenting chapter 2, which is the literature review. For this chapter, AI is widely used in daily life, especially for learning and problem solving purpose. This study focuses on one dependent variable, which is behavioral intention or BI, meaning the user's intention to adopt AI powered tools. There are 4 independent variables in this study. First is perceived ease of use, which refers to how easy the AI system is to use. Second is perceived usefulness, which explains how useful AI is improving performance. Third is facilitating conditions, which involve the availability of resources like internet access and device. Lastly is AI ethical awareness, which refers to how aware users are about ethical issues when using AI tools. Based on these variables, 4 hypotheses are developed in this study. H1 states that perceived ease of use has a significant relationship with behavioral intention. H2 states that perceived usefulness has a significant relationship with behavioral intention. And H3 states that facilitating conditions have a significant relationship with behavioral intention. And the last one, and H4, states that AI ethical awareness also has a significant relationship with behavioral intention. Moving on to the research gap, there are limited studies on AI adoption among Malaysian consumers. Most previous research focused mainly on technical or functional factors only. Therefore, this study fills the gap by combining both functional factors and ethical awareness to provide a more comprehensive understanding of AI adoption.
My name is Sylvester Habel, number matrix BG251100133, and in this chapter, I explain the method used to carry out my studies. I cover the research design, the population and sampling, how data was collected and questionnaires developments, and finally the statistical analysis process. For the research design, this study used a quantitative cross-sectional survey. The goal is to test how socio-technical factors influence AI adoption in Malaysia. And then data collection. Data was gathered through a web-based survey using Google Forms. The link was shared across social media, WhatsApp and Telegrams, and Instagrams. All questions were mandatory to avoid missing data, and duplicate responses were filtered out to maintain quality. Then study population. The target population is Malaysian consumer with access to AI tools. It includes diverse age group, education level, and ethnic backgrounds. Geographically, it covers both peninsular Malaysia and East Malaysia, ensuring nationwide representations. Now is sample size. The study aimed for 103 valid responses. Most respondents were aged 21 to 25, female more than males. Regionally, the northern states and Borneo were strongly represented. In terms of education, the large group held bachelor degrees. Then sampling technique. Because probability sampling wasn't feasible, so convenient sampling was used. This means respondents were chosen based on accessibility and willingness. To reduce bias, the survey was shared across different digital communities, students, professional, and local forums to capture broad demographics. And then research instruments. The research questionnaire was adapted from validated scale in technology acceptance research. It was bilingual, English and Bahasa Melayu, with double translations to ensure accuracy. The survey had 8 sections: demographic first, and then followed by 35 items measuring consumers' perceptions and behaviors. And then measurements of variables. Responses were measuring using a 5-point Likert scales from strongly disagree to strongly agree. And then for the data analysis, data was processed in SPSS. First, cleaning and descriptive statistics were done, present correlations measuring relationship between variables, and then finally multiple regressions identify which factors significantly predicted AI adoptions. Then for the summary, in summary, this methodology ensure objectivity, cultural neurality, and statistical rigor. So by combining validated skills, bilingual translations, and robust analysis techniques, the study provides reliable foundations for understanding consumer AI adoption in Malaysia.
Good morning, everyone. Today I will explain about Chapter 4. In this chapter, I will present the data analysis and findings of our study on the acceptance of artificial intelligence or AI powered tools in daily life. The findings are based on responses collected from 103 respondents across Malaysia. The data for this study was collected through an online questionnaire. A total of 103 valid responses were obtained and analyzed. The purpose of this analysis is to examine the factors that influence users' behavioral intention to adopt AI powered tools in their daily life. The analysis conducted include reliability analysis, descriptive analysis, correlation analysis, and hypothesis testing. Next, 4.2. First, reliability analysis was conducted using Cronbach's alpha to determine the consistency of the measurement items. As shown in the table, all variables recorded Cronbach's alpha values above 0.70. Perceived ease of use achieved 0.921, perceived usefulness 0.919, facilitating conditions 0.892, ethical awareness 0.943, and behavioral intention 0.900. Therefore, all constructs demonstrate excellent reliability and are suitable for further analysis. Next, I will continue with demographic profile of the respondents. Most respondents were between 21 to and 25 years old, representing 45.6% of the sample. Female respondents made up the majority at 66%. Nearly half of the respondents came from the northern region of Malaysia. In terms of race, Indian respondents formed the largest group at 56.3%. Regarding education level, the most respondents held a bachelor's degree, accounting for 37.9% of the sample. Overall, the respondents were mainly young and educated individuals. Next, I will continue with descriptive analysis overview. This slide presents the overall mean scores for all study variables. Facilitating conditions and ethical awareness recorded the highest mean score of 4.31. Perceived ease of use recorded a mean of 4.27, while perceived usefulness recorded 4.24. Behavioral intention recorded a mean score of 3.86. This result indicate that respondents generally have positive perceptions towards AI powered tools. Okay, for perceived ease of use, the highest mean score was for the statement I find AI powered tools easy to use and navigate with a mean of 4.38. The lowest mean score was for becoming skillful in using AI tools with a mean of 4.18. This suggests that respondents generally find AI tools easy to learn and use, although mastering advanced functions may require additional experience. For perceived usefulness, the highest mean score was for the statement that AI makes it easier to search for information and solve problems with a mean of 4.37. The lowest mean score was for AI being useful in daily routines with a mean of 4.09. This indicates that respondents mainly value AI for efficiency, productivity, and problem solving purposes. Next, for facilitating conditions, the highest mean score was for easy access to AI tools through smartphones or laptops, which recorded a mean of 4.52. The lowest mean score was for the availability of guidance when facing difficulties, with a mean of 4.04. These findings show that respondents generally have sufficient resources and access to AI technology, although support services can still be improved. For ethical awareness, the highest mean score was for the importance of verifying information generated by AI with a mean of 4.36. The lowest mean score was for awareness of ethical issues such as bias and data misuse with a mean of 4.24. This suggests that respondents are concerned about responsible AI use and the accuracy of AI generated information. Finally, for behavioral intention, the highest mean score was for recommending AI tools to others with a mean of 4.15. The lowest mean score was for willingness to pay for premium AI tools with a mean of 3.37. In conclusion, the findings indicate that respondents generally have a positive attitude towards AI powered tools. Facilitating conditions and ethical awareness recorded the highest mean scores, showing that accessibility and responsible use are important factors in AI adoption. Although respondents are willing to continue using and recommending AI tools, they are less willing to pay for premium AI services. That's all from me. Thank you.
For the validity test, all the factors were examined and it showed a strong positive and statistically significant relationship with the user intent to adopt AI tools. The independent variables are highly correlated with each other. They suggest that in the minds of Malaysian consumer, these factors often rise and fall together. Facilitating condition and perceived usefulness have the strongest connection to the final decision to adopt, while ethical awareness is still a significant factor. It has the weakest correlation with adoption intent, suggesting it's a distinct secondary consideration compared to practical benefits. While all four factors are positively linked to the willingness to adopt AI, the data suggests that operational support and functional utility are the strongest drivers of consumer decision making. As for the actual reliability test, our research instrument demonstrates excellent internal consistency across all measured factors. All variables achieve correct alpha scores ranging from 0.892 to 0.943. According to standard statistical benchmark, these scores are categorized as excellent. The high reliability scores confirm that our survey questionnaire is robust, stable, and highly accurate. This provides a solid foundation to the findings, ensuring that the results are dependable and statistically valid. Next, we will look at what actually drives the intention to adopt AI tools. We have analyzed four key factors, and the good news is that all four of them have a positive, significant impact. However, not all of them carry the same weight. Our strongest findings were facilitating conditions, perceived usefulness, and perceived ease of use. These three had the strongest correlation with a user decision to adopt. Ethical awareness also have a significant positive relation with the adoption. While it's slightly less influential than functional factors, it is clearly matters to the users. Our data suggests that while users care about ethics, their final decision is primarily driven by how useful the AI and how well the technical environment support them. In short, they want tools that work, are easy to use, and well supported. To understand the bigger picture, we build a model to see how much these four factors explain a user intent to using to adopt AI. The results were very encouraging. Our model is highly effective. It explains 61% of what drives a user decision to adopt AI. In statistical terms, this is a very strong result. It tells us that these four factors are not just related adoption, they are actually the primary reason behind it. Because our model explains over 60% of the variance, we can confident that focusing on these specific areas is the most effective way to understand and influence consumer behavior regarding AI. For the hypothesis testing, out of four factors tested, only facilitating condition and perceived usefulness actually drive people intention to use AI-powered tools. Facilitating conditions is the strongest driver. It has positive and highly significant. Having the right resources, support, and infrastructure is the single most important factor for adoption, while perceived usefulness is the second driver. It has a very positive and significant. If people believe the AI tools will help them work better, they are much more likely to use it. The not statistically significant is perceived ease of use. It's a very small positive vibe, but it is not statistically significant. How easy the tools is to use doesn't independently matter as much as whether it's useful. For the ethical awareness, it has a slight negative direction, but it is not statistically significant. Ethics did not meaningfully impact users' intention in this model. We should focus on providing organizational support and proving the tools value. Just we don't over-index on how easy it is to use or ethical messaging, as they didn't move the needle here. Our research concludes that AI adoption is a functional choice rather than ethical or simple one. Facilitating have robust infrastructure and institutional support are the single strongest predictors of adoption. For perceived usefulness, have their user prioritize tools that demonstratively enhance their productivity and performance. As for the secondary considerations, is perceived ease of use and ethical awareness, which while theoretically important, these factors become background noise when users are faced with the tools that offer high utility and solid support. To drive AI adoption in Malaysia, stakeholders should focus on operational viability and utility over just interface design or ethics. As you can see here, this is our summary hypothesis testing, which is hypothesis 1 and hypothesis 4 is not accepted. Meanwhile, hypothesis 2 and hypothesis 3 were accepted.
Good day everyone. My name is Pavinisha Vigneswaran. Today I am presenting Chapter 5, Conclusion of the Study on the Acceptance of AI-powered tools in Daily Life among Malaysian Consumers. Utilizing a quantitative framework adapted from TAM and UTAUT on a qualified sample of 103 daily users of our multiple regression analysis revealed a striking shift in modern consumer behavior. We found that facilitating conditions emerged as the strongest overall predictor of technology adoption, closely followed by perceived usefulness. Interestingly, perceived ease of use and AI ethical awareness had no significant effect. This proved that today's consumers are highly pragmatic. They view simple interfaces as a baseline expectation and prioritize immediate productivity over abstract ethical policies. Moving forward, stakeholders must heavily invest in robust digital infrastructure and practical utility. Future studies should employ mixed method longitudinal designs to capture older demographics and cross-generational AI trends.